Here's a horror story set in 2021. The Haunting of Lockdown House. In early 2021, Olivia and her husband Mike moved into a new house in a quiet suburban neighborhood. The pandemic had kept everyone indoors, and the couple thought a change of scenery might help them escape the isolation they'd felt for months. The house was a charming old Victorian style, with creaky floors and dusty windows. Olivia loved its character, even though it had been abandoned for years before they bought it. But soon after moving in, strange things began to happen. The first incident occurred one night while Olivia was reading in bed. She heard footsteps in the hallway. Thinking it was Mike, she called out to him, but there was no response. When she checked the hallway, it was empty. Dismissing it as the house settling, she went back to her book. But the strange noises continued, growing louder and more frequent. Doors would creak open on their own, and objects around the house seemed to shift positions overnight. Mike laughed it off, but Olivia couldn't shake the uneasy feeling that something was wrong. One evening, while Mike was out getting groceries, Sarah heard the unmistakable sound of a child giggling in the living room. Fear gripped her as she slowly made her way downstairs. The living room was empty, but she noticed a dusty old doll sitting in the corner. She had never seen it before. Things escalated when Olivia began waking up at exactly 3:15 a.m. every night, her room ice cold despite the heating being on. One night, she woke to find a shadowy figure standing at the foot of her bed. Paralyzed with fear, she watched as the figure moved closer, whispering her name. Mike didn't believe her until one night he heard the giggling too. Determined to get to the bottom of it, they researched the house's history. They discovered that in the 1920s, a little girl named Emily had lived there. She mysteriously disappeared, and her body was never found. Some said her spirit still wandered the halls, looking for someone to play with. Terrified, Olivia and Mike decided to leave the house. But on their last night, as they were packing, they found a note scrawled on the bathroom mirror in what looked like blood. "Don't leave me." They left the house that night, never to return. But sometimes, late at night, Olivia still hears the distant sound of a child's laughter echoing through the silence.